welcome to Reviews with Love Christmas edition. So let's get right into the Lifetime movie, Kirk Franklin's A Gospel Christmas. This one's got Demetria McKinney playing Olivia, who was an assistant pastor but is now a pastor of her own church, and Chaz Lamar Shepherd, who is a realtor but was a musician, still is a musician, was an aspiring musician, didn't really work out, so now he's somewhat taken over his father's business, uncle's business, I can't remember, but yeah, in selling houses and stuff like that. So, alright, let's get into this one. I have to say, yay, I absolutely love this one. Very funny. Nice story and great chemistry between all of them, really. So Olivia, back home, her mom is a very big pastor of a mega church and a wonderful singer. They consider her a singing pastor. So she's been the assistant pastor and has been, doting over her mother and just doesn't believe that she could do the same. But out of the blue, her mom announces to the church that, Olivia is going to be leaving us because she's going off to Texas to be the pastor of her own church. This was a complete shock to Olivia. She was unaware that her mom had gotten her position, or at least applied for a position for her to pastor a church in Texas, in a small town in Texas. So she's all like, I'm not ready for this. I can't do this. I'm not you. She was very nervous and all that. And she's always looked up to her mom and just doesn't believe that she's got that same gift to really, be the leader of a whole church. So she ends up going. I believe Kirk Franklin is either her father or someone, but he's in it too. There's a lot of people in it. So she ends up going to Texas, and it turns out she's on a trial period just to see if it's a good fit. So there's her, the pastor's assistant, Miss Dee Dee, Miss D, who is very funny. Like, she was amazing in this. She was really good. I laughed a lot because of stuff that she would say or do. So she ends up being encouraging to Olivia in the position. And then there's Sister Ida, who happens to be the sister of the pastor who just died of the church that Olivia is now becoming the pastor for. And she is not liking this transition. She's very hard. She's quite right down, just mean. Like, she's really mean, but really funny at times, but because of how mean she is. But she was really good in this. I've got her name, but yeah, whoever plays Sister Ida was really good, top notch. And so very funny, lots of funny moments. Ashton. So she runs into Ashton, and he's somewhat showing her around the place. He's playing Ashton. Yeah, I said he was playing Ashton. Chaz. Anyways, but Chaz is Ashton, and he's going, showing her the place, and you can see that there's a bit of a spark between the two of them. They are, seeming to like each other, and out of nowhere, I felt like, they're dating. It was a bit weird because it kind of ties in with a bit of a blow up that happened. So I was like, I guess they were dating, but they were going out. So I was like, look at the pastor getting her romance on. But yeah, so she's all like really intimidated. Like I said, they really want a singing pastor, and apparently she had this traumatic thing that happened to her when she was younger at her mom's church, when she had a solo, and she's like, I don't sing, I don't want to sing. She can sing, but she just doesn't like to because someone said a really insulting comment, was like, you're the daughter of this person and that's all you've got? Like, whoa. comparison match, which could explain why she just always compared herself to her mom and feels like she does not match up, or she needs to just be herself, but she has a difficult time doing that through this whole process in the beginning. But yeah, so that is that. So my opinion of it was, like I mentioned, I very much loved it. Their chemistry was really, really good. Very funny. I was very much into it. I'll watch it again even, because it was that good. And there was a part where there's the choir, they're singing. I was thrown by it because it was so terrible. I was like, what is going on? There was like no confidence in like the choir, and then there was too much confidence in one of the other singers, and it was just like a lot of riffs and things going on. I was like, this is not matching. At first I was like, oh, is this supposed to really be like supposedly really good? But I was like, okay, good. I'm glad they're not considering that good. And Leah ends up asking Ashton to be the new choir director, because he hasn't really been into playing music and all that stuff too much. But he decides to take over for that, and the choir actually gets better. So there's really great singing in this. Just, yeah, great music, great singing, great performances. I loved it. So, yeah, I mean, for the most part, that was that. It was great to watch. Very funny, as mentioned. Great chemistry between all of them, really. They all had great chemistry, the whole cast. No one really stuck out in a weird way that, oh, they're not good. But nothing like that. They were all really good. Once again, Sister Ida, you should just watch her for how mean she is. And yeah, and how funny Miss D is. But yeah, overall, but I have to say, Demetra, she did a wonderful job. I could feel her confidence, just, in her acting. And she was just really good. Yeah, she was really good. And he was really good too, Chaz. And yeah, they were a good mix. They were really good. They played off each other really well, and yeah, I liked it. But as far as the blow up, okay, so once again, there was a blow up in this one, and it was a misunderstanding as usual. And for me, I felt like she didn't even like really give him a chance to explain. He's like, well, let me say, I don't want to talk to you. And it was like, well, kind of let him say his piece, and then if you're still not buying what he's selling, then you move it along. But to just, assume something because you saw something, which is natural, but then if someone comes up to you and says, what's going on, let's talk about it, and then you mention something that indicates to that person, like, whoa, you completely jumped to the wrong conclusion, but you're not letting them at least say their part. I don't know. To me, I just thought, relax, just like, let him say what he has to say, and if you're still not buying it, bye. But it was just kind of like, it turns out to, of course, not be what she assumed it was. But yeah, so there was that blow up, but it wasn't as terrible. No, it wasn't that bad, but I do feel like it could be handled better, obviously, but we all do certain things that could have been handled better, so I suppose I'll let them slide on this one. But yeah, other than that, great movie, loved it. Check it out for yourselves. Lifetime, Kirk Franklin's A Gospel Christmas. Wonderful actors, wonderful singers, wonderful movie. Alright, thank you so much for listening. Subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and I will see you next time. Thank you. God bless. Later.